Hello, Quincy. We're in House Neck today visiting with our Congressman, our favorite Congressman, Steve Lynch, and the Ward 1 Councilor, who's a House Necker, Dave McCarthy. As you know, we've been updating you each day on the coronavirus and what we're doing as a city. We thought today we'd tell you a little bit about things that are still continuing to move. And we got a major seawall project that you can see behind us here that the council's been pushing for and very supportive of. And the Congressman's getting several $1 million of federal money towards the effort here. So we're grateful for that. We got to continue to work our infrastructure, which helps us to provide jobs and, of course, protect our quality of life here in House Neck and other parts of the city. So, Congressman, you just came back from Washington.
Yep.
Your first stop was Quincy.
That's right.
Once
Couldn't
again.
be better. It's always sunny and beautiful down here in Quincy. Good to be with the councilor and the mayor. So we do have some federal money coming. We actually, back in the CARES Act, put some money in. We put some staffing money in as well for the Army Corps of Engineers. They have a lot to do with some of these projects along the waterfront, the seawall projects as well. I don't know, this is probably a 1950s maybe seawall. That's probably the last time they did it. So it's well overdue for a renovation. And I think we're going to raise this seawall a couple of feet. Is that right?
That's the plan. So in addition to the problems we had with it, now is the time to raise it because of the whole issue of sea rise level. And it does get overtopped several times a year, it seems, in the last couple of years. As the councilor knows well, Dave, you've been out here in the storms?
Yeah, and some of it's Mother Nature is just, so powerful when it comes in, especially blowing in from the northeast. This section here that we refer to as the Willows usually takes a good pounding. The 2 feet additional, the additional work they've done last week on putting in new outfall pipes, the 2 feet going up that we're starting from right about here, all the way up to Chickatawbit Beach and Marymount should really do the trick. And along with a lot of new drainage. I think the water's always going to come. Yeah. But the drainage is a must, and they're doing a nice job.
People don't have no idea. With all those storm drains in the street, they go somewhere. And we have a lot of them with tide gates that go out into the ocean. And when the pipes get buried and get backed up, that doesn't help the drainage either. So we're dealing with that along the way. And it's a several $1 million package. The city council and Dave Champion, I appreciate the council's support of it. But we're getting some money from the state. We're also getting the first round, $3 million from the feds due to your efforts, Congressman, which is a help to getting this thing going. There's also going to be a pump station over at the Post Island area that's going to deal with that marsh area. So that's even separate from what you were just talking about with the CARES Act. And I know that, again, you've been championing the district down there. There goes our friends, the fire department. And I know that some of the emergency stuff we're dealing with, that we wouldn't be able to afford to do it if it were not for your efforts down there. So again, we appreciate that very, very much.
Well, it's been a great partnership. As you know, a lot of the federal money is requires a state buy-in. In other words, the feds will provide 80% of the money, but if the state does not come up with their 20% and also the city, the money doesn't flow. So it's really a partnership. Governor Baker's been great on this. He understands the need here. And the idea about the impacts of climate change, I see it all along the coast, all the way up to South Boston. Years ago, you'd never see the undermining or the breakage in the seawalls, but
it's
now
really
it's amazing to see. So we really do have to go back as our previous generations did and look at our infrastructure and make sure we repair it.
You mentioned the governor. It was him that helped us get started, Council. You remember a few years back, they awarded us $500,000 in design money to do some designs, do some studies, and see what we need. And of course, that began the process. So we're grateful to him, and he's been a great partner in so many ways, as you have. I say I'm the luckiest mayor in America because I get the best congressman, I get the best governor.
Oh, thank you.
I'm fortunate. And not a bad city councilor.
Yeah, Dave's holding his own.
No, the governor was down here after the storms on that Sunday of that weekend, which the city did a tremendous job turning everything back on within 48 hours. But he could see the devastation that hit, and that helps a little bit when you have them on the ground. Right here, seeing some of the seawall issues we have. I think we're going to put 14 new outfall pipes in all the way up and repair all the catch basins. And you mentioned, Congressman, the Army Corps a little bit. We've got them involved over here in the in the marshlands behind these homes.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to help us do a study to see if we can upgrade that, to see if we can work the drainage issues with the wetlands a little bit better in the future.
Yeah. The other thing that's important to remember, you know, so a lot of the construction projects have been shut down. And I think in terms of, you know, maintaining social distance and all that, these are the projects, you know, a lot of it is equipment, not a lot of people out there, but a lot of equipment operators, local 4, they can come back and they can work safely and get this work done. It'll help open up the economy.
Absolutely. In fact, I've been in a little disagreement with some of my colleagues at the mayor level, and
Yeah.
we never stopped construction on housing. We never stopped on our road construction for those reasons.
Yeah.
You know, Lee Kennedy and Callahan and all, they instituted the guidelines, they're watching the sites, making sure everyone's doing everything right, and they haven't had any issues.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have to keep the economy going. And by the way, what they're building is housing. We need the housing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so
No, that's very true.
so I appreciate that, and that's a real key message. I know that everyone's walking the line about how we reopen, what do we open up, what's the right timetable. If it's too fast, do we go backwards? If it's not fast enough, does the economy completely tank? You know, so there is that balance we're trying to all strike. I know there's no perfect answer, but
Well, I think for some industry, we're at a point now. I think the governor's going to start to open up some of the construction projects around the state on Monday. So we'll begin to see, and we'll see how that goes. You know.
yeah, absolutely.
But that's great that you know that you've been able to keep the projects going, because that housing, that's a tremendous need. It's only getting worse, you know.
It is, and we got to get the road work done. The water main's got to be replaced, the gas lines, and it's usually a guy in a machine, a guy in a truck. There's not a lot of interaction, so you can't keep it moving. You know?
They've done a great job. I've been busy in Ward 1 with National Grid on Palmer Street. They've kept their distance and done a great job. Water and Sewer, Quincy, Larry Prendeville and Al Grazioso leading the charge down here, doing a lot of needed work. And then I also have a new maritime center and a boat ramp that's going in with White Marine and Ty and Bond involved over on the other side. So it's been a good time in a way, because it's been quiet. You can get things done.
So Dave, do you think this will this help my vote tally down?
This is definitely going to help your vote tally down here in Ward 1.
Listen,
Probably won't help mine.
I think it's important the public understands that we in government have to work together to get things done. We got a great team in Quincy. I thank you, Dave, the work you do, the entire city council, the congressman, the work that he's doing on behalf of this city in Washington and his district is amazing. And of course, we mentioned the governor and our state legislators. They're supporting the governor and his funding.
Got a good group.
So I appreciate all that. So, folks, we appreciate the congressman, the councilor coming, and just want to give you a little update on what's happening here in Howe's Neck. It's going to go all the way up to Marymount. Thanks for tuning in, and God bless.
Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.